Hey Vince. This one looks really so much better, don't you think, than the other one? It kind of looks like this guy's escaped from the trash bin. Um, okay, so now this looks great. In fact, if you were to crop it, which I'm not going to for real, but um, notice it's just so awesome. You're really kind of convoluting it by adding so much other stuff, mostly the moon, or the well, no, that's like the Earth, I guess. That's it's a great idea, and I would definitely be sure to well, you're already saving inversions, I noticed, by your V1 and V2, which is excellent. So a few things that I would do to make this stand out. You could, let me get this crop preview off. You know, you you could make this smaller and just use part of part of this Earth thing. The text is still hard to see. This text doesn't really make sense to me. It's like kind of Carnival Old West text or something. And the black on the dark blue is hard to read. So I would simplify this a little bit. Let's see what we've got going here with your text layers. Where are they? So yeah, a couple other things I would just suggest. I love these random parts. I would copy some of these bits of grass and just put them over the leg and here too. So it just kind of you could even copy a little bit over the front, so it looks like it's actually in the grass, other than still the shadow's grounding it, but it's still making it look like it's on top. So if you just do that, if you copy some of this, little bits of grass and put it over, just put it on the layer above, that'll work fine. So that's what I would suggest at this point. I would, let me see, you've got all your stuff in a group except for where's your text. So I'd probably put the text in its own, because I want to, I'm just going to turn off the text for a second here. Got a nice little bit of layers going on here. And it's good that you have your layers named. You can also color them too. What I usually do is I usually color them, like let's say I'll color all my text orange or something like that, just to show you. And if you right click, you'll see where you can do that, because you're getting really good at this. So anyway, what I would do, you're going to be so sick of hearing me babble, huh? I would make the caricature smaller, and I would just probably use a different orientation. Or if I used this, this landscape orientation, I would just crop off a lot of this, the Earth thing. Because just what's happening is the Earth is really taking up more than half of the whole picture plane. Oh, I guess some of your layer masks didn't come with me. I wonder why. Oh yeah, they're probably in the background. So I would do, and there's nothing wrong with having things go off the picture plane. It doesn't have to all be tidy in the middle. So I'd probably do something like that. And again, you can work with it because you want to keep spec. Again, if you kind of crop, do something like this. I don't want to cut off your foot though, because it's going to go away. Let's see here. Yeah, I guess you have some stray little fragments with your masks that's kind of making it. I love this grass. So actually, another thing, let me think. Another thing you could do too, that if you're really sold on this Earth, is put it on top of it like this, and just make the Earth smaller. It's just too big. Let's see, I'd probably just show part of it though, and I'd probably move this little leg over or make it, smaller or something like that. You probably don't even need it. Let's see here. Photoshop is really making my computer tweak out. But even just see if you have something like this, this orientation, and let's go back and make this smaller now, a little bit smaller still. Even now, you could put the text up here in some of this negative space, up in here in the blue. I don't know. This is a little, feels a little congested though, so I don't know about that. I would just, yeah, I'm not quite sure about that actual cropping. I'm going to go back and undo that a little bit, just because it's just kind of looks a little bit tight. So, but anyway, those are my suggestions. Another thing you could do too to carry some of this red color up here is you could go really in, oof, and you could go in and give a little bit of red up in here. Just go on another layer, just how you did that painting thing in the you know, in that last assignment. So just make another layer, and then you can kind of just paint with the red on top. I'm not saying you don't have to use red, and this is of course just a suggestion at this point, because you really, you know, have such a great thing. You know, you're pretty close to having. Oh, these are terrible colors, aren't they? But I don't know. And then if you just go with a brush and paint with a lot of transparency, that's usually how I do it. There's a couple other tools too that you could do, but then if you really lower the opacity of the brush, then you can do stuff like this and just kind of make it subtle. But just work with it though, because I mean, this looks kind of cheesy right now, but I mean, the point is that you can't really see it because my computer screen is so small. Just having a little bit of warm color is going to work to create unity. Repetition of form, like these little forms, and color is the main way in design, and you know, in any kind of visual design that is used to create unity. So that's another thing. You could also mute the background. I know you're probably really tired of hearing my voice, huh? You could also, you've made it really vibrant, but I would go the other direction. I would probably make it less vibrant. So I would probably go in and, you know, I would even go into, you could do something really weird to it if you wanted to, too. You could play with the color saturations. I don't know. Nah, I don't like that. But there's just so many different things you can do, but I would definitely try not to make it more vibrant. I tried to make it less vibrant, because you can also play with the levels, because you just don't want your caricature to get lost. Let's see. It's too light. Let's make it darker. So, yeah, I don't know about that. That's getting, you know, just a little bit too intense. So I'm going to turn these off. Whoops, there's your vibrance one too. So anyway, just some suggestions. Another thing you could also do is where your background is. We haven't really done much with blending, but you could you could add a layer, and it's already clipping to that. And you could add a color, and then you can blend it, something like that. I'm not going to use red. I'm going to use something kind of dark, you know, and just whatever. And then if you fill this layer here, there's your mask. You can really see it here, the fragments from your mask. But then you can kind of do, you know, you can start to, you know, you can use some blend modes. I don't know, like dissolve. Well, that doesn't, see, sometimes they don't really do anything. You have to really, see, some of them don't, you know, you just really have to play with these, because what they're doing is blending these two layers. That looks kind of cool, so doing something really surreal like that. So anyway, there's just so many things you can do. And the reason I'm spending so much time going over all this stuff with you is that you have a really cool piece. And I just think that, you know, of course you have to stop at some point, but where'd that really cool one go? And again, once you turn off the layer, you know, it goes away. I mean, creating something really weird like that could look really cool. But then again, you might want to make it then lighter. Lighter or darker. I'm just playing around with your file, huh? You probably think I'm crazy. But you don't want too much color. So then I would probably go in and I would probably even go for the saturation then. I'd probably do another adjustment layer with that, and I'd probably lower the saturation down so it's not coming out and killing you. So anyway, this is just, and I'm not saying this looks great at all, and I wouldn't be happy with this the way it is. I'm just trying to show you a couple different techniques that you can, you know, you can continue to really improve on that. But I'm going to go back up to the history, and I'm going to go back to where we opened up your file. And the main thing is just the composition with this big earth, though. That's really the main thing. Okay, so anyway, let me know if you have any questions. You know, I'm always on Hangouts if you want immediate feedback or, you know, whatever. Yeah, I mean, we could even like speak verbally. So anyway, but I think this looks really great. And I mean, you have a great grade already, so it's not really about even a grade at this point. It's more about just getting a really cool portfolio piece. Okay.